battle. Competition is the mirror, and he living in my shadow. I'm the student and the teacher. This my song, I'm the feature. Instrumental reaper, realest nigga coming out your speaker. Creating Mona Lisa, Da Vinci writing the script. Life going down the toilet, but I'ma still be the shit. Time going down the drain, but that water about to drip. I'm finally 25, it's time I jump off the cliff. Baby, tell me, am I wrong to think that I'm about to fly? When you tell me you believe, how much of it is a lie? I ain't closer to my dreams, fuck it, I'ma get it right. Get my heart to the beat, pump it, I'ma give it life. Yeah, I'm trying to get some money, probably trying to be famous, but the purpose of the music, the message I'm conveying is no matter what you go through, I promise that you can make it. Time running out, then you get your ass up and chasing, second guessing all the shit that I be rapping about now, fighting depression. Thought it would have happened by now, but I'm the best in my class. I ain't mastered my craft. I just lost my map, but I know I'm somewhere on path. D.I.L.E., G.O.D.M.C. Call me D.I.L.A., D.A.D. Flow Holy Trinity, boss substance delivery. And I could give a fuck about grief that they giving me, cause I can guarantee that a quitter don't live in me. Looking in the mirror, unfamiliar, the reflection. Look what we becoming, I say we because we're separate. Clearly disconnected, the infected and the rebel. God, you know my soul, I lack control over this vessel. I feel that I've been cursed since the day my father was birthed. I've been living 25 years, I can't find my place on this earth. Excuse me if I come across as sensitive. Expression is my instrument, the tone of the tune could change by the incident. Cover all the mirrors, I tend to hide from myself. Forward on my calls, I need some time to myself. Pour a little liquor and whisper lies to myself, cause I'm just trying to avoid all the problems that lie on the shelf. Thoughts race, tears fall, regret is my addiction. Open hands, stretched arms, reaching for redemption. Sunset, sunrise, reevaluate the mission. Spiritual demolition, embodiment of ambition. I have no beginning, I have no end, I am infinite. Soul more than body, but everybody's so ignorant. Writing down my story, I'm high as 100 stories. Came before my time, I could channel the ones before me. G.O.D.M.C, that's the christening. Are you listening? Supreme lyricist, my name don't possess a synonym. Every verse prolific, classic as hieroglyphics. Gain strength from the pain, the weakness is not.
That was Mr. D.I.L.E. right there.
Nice. I knew I recognized that
You
voice.
knew the voice? Hey, this is Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary J.B.
And I'm Kiki with the E.
Listen, we got a special guest in the building, and I just want her to introduce herself and give her background, because today's subject is very, very, very deep and important. So I want to dive into that because I've been looking forward to today. So please, 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 please introduce yourself to our audience.
Well, thank you so much. My name is Sharice Penn, a native of Central Ohio.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to be here tonight to talk about foster care.
Yeah.
All right.
We are so happy to have you. Our other co-host, Misha, could not be here due to an emergency, so she's not in today, but she should be here next week. And I just want to give her our prayers, and we love her and miss her.
Love you, girl.
Yes, yes, yes. So, foster care.
Hey, let me stop one moment.
Go ahead. What you got to say?
You got some of that pretty purple lipstick on them pretty white teeth of yours, honey.
Do I?
Yes.
See?
And I wouldn't be your sister.
That's the power of sisterhood right there.
You know what I'm saying? We got to be cute.
Is it gone?
Yes, it is.
See? That's the power
And
of
the
sisterhood
eyeshadow
right
is
there.
popping.
Hey, thank you. This is my Morphe palette. I had to play with it, and listen, when I tell you I ordered a new palette, wait until that thing come in the mail, baby. Listen. Y'all gonna see me all geeked about it. I'm telling you. So thank you, my sister, for checking me real quick. So when it comes to foster care, okay, I just wanted to dive in and tell us more about your agency, where it started from, and where is it in your life? Like, why is it so important to you?
Absolutely. I work for SAFY. It stands for Specialized Alternatives for Families and Youth. Okay. We are a nonprofit foster to adopt agency. We've been around for about 34 years.
Wow.
We are actually national. So we're in Indiana, we're in Colorado, we're in Nevada, we're in South Carolina, just to name a few of the states, Kentucky, and of course, the Buckeye Nation is where we rule and reign.
Oh, wait.
I That's how we do.
Okay.
But you know, we're here to preserve families and secure futures. That's our mission. We have to preserve families and secure futures moving forward. This is a great state, but we have lots of children in need. And one of the things that I love about SAFY is that that's what we do. We preserve families, secure futures, whatever it takes. We come along, individuals, we come along with children and say, hey, we're here to help you. We're going to extend a helping hand. How can we help keep families together.
Yeah.
That is so important. Our number one goal is reunification. We have to keep these families together at all costs. Now, is that happening 100%? No. That's where, C-Bus comes in. That's where Dayton comes in, Cincinnati, those residents. They can come in and help a child that's in need. And one thing that I truly, truly love about SAFY is that we do not practice discrimination, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your religious beliefs, regardless of your creed, your sexual orientation. If you want to love a child and you can provide a nurturing, caring, loving home and stability, hey, we're right there. We're going to be your number one cheerleader, your fan, your coach to help you make it happen.
Amen. Wow. Love has no color.
Baby,
absolutely.
None.
See, I experienced a short period of time of fostering.
Really?
Okay, yeah. I personally, when I was with my husband, we had a young child that I knew all his life, and we opened our home for a short period of time to try to help the mother while she was going through her stages of getting them back together as a unit. She went through her classes and things like that, and we helped with visitation, making sure that she could see, they had planned appointments, stuff like that, which was very interesting, so I understand the aspect of unifying the family again, bringing them back together, because parents fall off sometimes and they just need a refresh, a restart button. And while they're going through that, to have someone to fill in for a period of time when they're doing it is so important.
Yes.
It's such a big...
Like my kids being down south for 2 months. For the summer, yeah, they are.
They're not in SAFY, okay? Let's be clear. The kids are there.
Comparing the parents be needing a break.
Right.
Absolutely. There's no manual on how to parent.
I know that's right.
There are no perfect parents. There are no perfect children, because we don't live in a perfect world. So like you said, sometimes parents come across these hard times in their lives. It's unfortunate. You never know the type of stress or trauma that they're dealing with from their childhood. I mean, it could be a divorce. It could be a loss of a home. It could be drugs. It could be a number of things that they're experiencing. It can be depression.
Right.
And, there's stigma around those things like depression. But, if someone needs help, let's celebrate them trying to get help and acknowledging that for this moment in time, my children need to be in custody of the child welfare system. And I need someone to come along and help me with my children and maybe even mentor me to be a better mom, to be a better father. And that's what we're seeing right now with the drug epidemic. Opioids are rampant,
yes, it is.
In this state and particularly and throughout the United States. And also we're seeing human trafficking taking place. So we're starting to see children who have maybe been human trafficked come into the child welfare system. So, we really just need to take time and not be judgmental.
Right. When it comes to a person who's interested and don't really know where to start, what is a step or something that they can look into to help them get prepared? Because I feel like you need to be mentally prepared to open your home to someone, especially if you don't have children of your own, or if you do have children. I feel like you need to be prepared as well, because you never know what kind of background that child has come from.
Exactly. Well, there's two paths we can go down. The first path is you really have to do some self-reflection of yourself in your current home situation. Is your spouse in agreement? Is your significant other in agreement? Are your children in agreement? If you do have children in the home, are you willing to be adaptable and flexible? Because that parent is still going to be involved in that child's life. That bio parent, the biological parent, could still be involved. Are you ready to take on the responsibility of paying for child care? Are you ready to transport a child? It is your responsibility through our agency that you transport that child to and from doctor's appointments, maybe after school activities. Are you ready to understand your role as a helper and a supporter, and knowing that this child may be reunified with their parent, and that the attachment that you're going to feel is real, but understanding that you're going to have to let go of this child if they go back to their bio mom or their bio dad, or if they find kinship care. Maybe it's a grandmother, an aunt, or uncle. So you really have to be self-reflective and look inward and say, really, can I do this? Can I be patient? Can I be loving? Can I be caring? Can I provide a supportive environment? Am I financially stable to take care of a child? You know, they've been through so much trauma already. And so we really try to keep disruptions low. So when we place a child in your home, we want them to be there. We don't want them to be in a home where someone's maybe getting ready to get evicted or the lights are about to be turned off.
So do y'all ask all these questions before a child going to the home? Like actually ask these parents these questions?
It is a rigorous process. I do have to admit that.
That's good.
It's a very doable process, but it's very rigorous because we are governed by the Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services. And plus, then we have our own rules and guidelines that we want to follow. So we want to make sure that these children are safe. So it is definitely a process that they will go through, and it's lots of paperwork anytime you have the government involved.
Is it like a checklist? Like, I feel like if it's going to be a financial aspect where if I foster, it's pretty much my baby. It's my child until the mother is prepared to take over. So I have to make sure that financially I can afford this child, because I'm not going to get any assistance from the government, correct?
Well, you will get a per diem per day per child in your home based on the level of care that they need. So at SAFY, we have 4 levels of care, 1 through 4. 1 is going to be the most mild, where they might not have a lot of need or very little need. And level 4 is going to be very severe, extreme needs, you know, medically fragile type of children that really, really need help. So you get paid a per diem per day per child, which really acts as a reimbursement. So there is some help in regards to taking care of the child. I can tell you it is more than enough
for that child
to take care of that child. Now, unless you're going out and buying Jordans every month. Now, if you're buying Jordans every month, you're going to be a little upset.
Exactly.
But it is more than enough. The common questions are, do these children come with food stamps? They do not. Do they come with Title 20? They do not.
So you have to make sure you can uphold your own bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Before you take a child in your home.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They do have a health card,
but get real.
But you know, other than that, like you said, you become mom, you know, or dad, or you are that family unit. Absolutely. So there's so much that you really have to consider. That's why I said, how do your children feel? Are they going to be okay with another child or children coming in the home? Or is jealousy going to set in? How's your spouse going to feel about that? You really need to make sure that your spouse is on board.
And that is so, and that's why I said it was such a short time, because my spouse was not in agreement. You know, so he wasn't. I personally was like, I don't want him in the system. You know what I'm saying? I want him to. We know him. Let's take care of him. And he wasn't prepared.
How
for that.
old was he? Mom?
He was
different sometimes.
He was 15, 16.
Oh, he came with
personality exactly.
Already.
So he was in that I'm smelling myself stage. So when he gets in that stage and he's been brought up to be able to do whatever he wanted to do prior to the system, then he gets to your home where it's more rules and regulations. That can cause some friction, and it definitely can cause friction in your marriage if y'all wasn't in agreement in the beginning. You know,
one thing about him, he of age for you could have been, talk to him like, look, if you don't want to abide by these rules, or you don't want to, that means you're gonna have to go to the system. So apparently he chose
not to agree with our rules, and my husband just was like, he couldn't do it no more at that time. So that was hurtful to me, because I wanted to keep him. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm in a relationship with somebody, I have to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like both parties need to be. Because they came and did a meeting with us, but like he agreed with me in the meeting, but outside of the meeting, he like, listen, I ain't ready for this. Let's talk about this. But it's like, it's done. No, he's coming. But you definitely have to both be on the same page, because that can trickle off into that development of the child.
Yeah.
And I want to know because I mean, I still got to see him afterwards, you know, because he ended up going to a family that actually went to the same church as my family. So it was like we would see each other here or there, and I kept in contact a little bit with his prior family. So that aspect of giving the child back, is that cut off afterwards, or like can the parent and that foster parent make an agreement to continue a relationship?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If the biological parent would like to still have the foster parent in that child's life, then we definitely encourage that. But that is something that they have to work out amongst themselves. We don't become the mediator of that relationship outside, you know. Once the child goes back home, we're not that mediator, but we would encourage that. I mean, there's so much that foster parents can help biological parents with to become stronger parents and have better relationships with their kids. I mean, and these foster parents generally are a staple in the child's life. They provide some sort of security for a period of time in their relationships form. So we definitely encourage that, but it's totally up to the biological parent and the foster parent to develop or cultivate that relationship.
Wow. Okay. And quick question. I think I know the answer, but I just want to be clear. So the difference between foster and adopting, foster is temporary basically, and adopting is permanently.
Yes.
Now, can a foster kid, can it transition over to being adopted?
Absolutely. So at SAFY, we are foster to adopt. So when you come to SAFY and say that you're interested in adoption, the only way that you can adopt through SAFY is through fostering. So you have to become a foster parent first.
Okay. And you get the temps first before you get your
exactly. Exactly. You're gonna try it out.
Right. See how you do.
You're gonna try it out at least for 2 years. Sometimes even longer, but at least for 2 years, you are going to be fostering, which I think is a good thing.
Married.
Exactly. And then if the biological parents have lost permanent custody and the courts are involved, of course, you know that Franklin County Children's Services is involved, or a child welfare agency is involved. It could be Cuyahoga, Licking, Fairfield. There's a care plan that everybody has to go by. And if that bio parent loses permanent custody, then they definitely would give the option of adoption to the foster parents if that's something they'd like to do, and they can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, they can adopt. So, I mean, we have foster parents who have come in and said, all I want to do is respite. I just want to do, respite. When the foster parents need a break, lo and behold, they end up fostering and they've adopted children. And it's a beautiful thing from seeing the foster parents evolve from, I just want to help, in emergency situations or to just give a respite to a current foster parent, to actually adopting some of these children. So it can happen.
That's good.
That's sweet. Yeah.
That is good.
And so, look, real quick, before I told you at the beginning, sometimes we rear off to the right.
Yeah.
Remember the last show where we was talking about marriage?
Okay.
And being engaged, and I'm like, we can be engaged for I don't know how long. Now, see, for a foster kid, you gotta foster for 2 years
at least
before you adopt. Why you can't be engaged for 2 years before you get married? But that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say.
See, no, now listen to this. When you foster for 2 years, you jumping into it. You didn't know the person prior, correct? You didn't know that baby prior.
Right.
So I'm just saying, when usually you date before you get engaged.
Some people don't.
Chill on me, little baby. I ain't dealing with you. So,
anyway, you gotta kind of put that out.
I'm gonna play this song by Hijinks. And then we're gonna come back and ask some more questions about SAFY. I'm very excited about this. Hijinks, Love You is what this is called. Here we go.
Came before my time, I could channel the ones before me. GODMC, this the christening. Are you listening? Supreme lyricist, my name don't possess a synonym. Every verse prolific, classic as hieroglyphics. Gain strength from the pain, the weakness is non-existent.
Never want, never die, babe. If you love it, I'll provide it, babe. I'm about it, babe. Can't lie.
with the way you walk. God damn, you caught my eye, yeah. Hips are down, the waist ratio was so my. Excuse me, I'm Johnny. No Ronnie, no Bobby. Truth be told, if I told the truth and said what I was thinking, you cuss me out proudly. She got me like Topsy. Her words cannot describe. I've been compromised, I be. Damn, I know when this gets to my mans, I know that they glowing, it's over with. I throw in my pocket, you see I've been playing. But please understand, a nigga done played one hell of a hand. I'm telling the plans, I'm talking relationships and vacations, I mean major shit. She don't need a savior, just an upgrade for them lames that she had to break away. I showed her that a G could wait for it. She showed me that a queen could pay for it. And say them games she understands ain't no winners when I ain't the one that be playing with. Gotta appreciate that. Gotta believe that ain't easy to come by. Cause previously I was known for leaving them dumb dry to cut sides. But it's a must stop running and trust God. Cause I can think of anything I don't love. I'm counting the ways like 1, 2, 3.
Said I love your ways. And anything you wanna do, I got you, babe.
Can't lie.
Never won, never doubt it, babe. If you love it, I'll provide it, babe. I'm about it, baby.
Can't lie. Start with the way you talk. How dare you blow my mind? I already know what she say, but it's honesty and the kind of cliche. And I need that kind of thing. I need to be allowed to be a little corny when I try to say sweet things. She ain't trying to see me change. Nah, she know I'm strictly in the king things. Nigga, what you mean? You calling her your queen and y'all can't even speak the same language. We talking about this foundation. With or without the foundation. Gotta know what make up. Is in the morning when I wake up. Won't be with no stranger. Square biz, no change-ups. Girl, play your part, you a star and you can't start. Honestly, I would have gave her. I was thinking I ain't giving my name up. Fucking with bitches accustomed to fuck nigga shit. This dysfunction is nothing I came from. Nothing I'm claiming. It's utterly painless. We go through our changes, but we always get back to bases. Back on that mattress. I'm out that action. She never just came once. Let me think about her first time. Had to text me for work live. Boy, I came front. I can still feel you inside me, even though you ain't by me. Can't lie, have me smiling. Ear to edge, clear as day. She here to stay. Or even if it's just one day, and even though it seems that way, some days still love your way. Still love your way.
Love it, baby. Said I love, oh yeah. I love your ways.
Can't lie.
Never wonder, never doubt it, babe. If you love it, I'll provide it, babe. I'm about it, baby.
Can't lie.
Yeah. Said I know you love it, baby. And I'm loving you the same. Said anything and everything. You know I vowed to do it, babe. Oh yeah. 'Cause I love it, boy. And you got it, boy. You want it, boy. All you gotta do is ask me, baby.
Yeah. We are back. We are back.
All the new music.
Listen, Linda, I do too. That was Hijinks, and this is Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary JB.
And I'm Kiki with an E. With an E. Don't forget the E. The reason why I said it, because a lot of people spell Kiki with an I. And I get it all the time. They be like, how you spell Kiki? And everybody write it down like K-I. No. K-E-K-E. That's simple.
That's the Kiki I know. K-E-K-E.
Right.
And then some people
K-E-E. Like, what's that? Kai? What is that?
That's just too many letters. You might as well spell a whole name.
Oh God. So we are back with Miss, I'm sorry, Sharice. I said it right. Woo-hoo! There you go. I'm so proud of myself. So y'all know I brutalize names. So we are back with Miss Sharice talking about SAFY, a foster care agency. Specialized
for families and youth.
There you go.
I just asked her.
I know you did. I heard you. So when it comes to parents or foster parents that are interested in doing this, do you guys allow an age bracket? Like if they have a certain age bracket that they would prefer? And also, what is the age right now that is the most in need?
Excellent question. I can tell you right now that there are children from 4 days old all the way up to 18 years old in foster care.
Wow.
Actually, there's so many children in foster care, they're aging out of foster care with never being
placed
reunited.
back at home.
Exactly.
Can I ask, then what happens?
Well, right now we have a Bridges program. So the beautiful thing about the Bridges program is that we've identified that children between the ages of 18 to 24 who are aging out don't necessarily have the life skills or job readiness skills to be successful in society. So the Bridges program is looking for people to wrap their arms around these children or young adults and be mentors to them and host them in their homes and help them get the life skills that they need and help them with job readiness skills to be successful. So that's a new program called Bridges. We are one of the providers along with Jobs and Family Services to help these young individuals do that.
Okay.
So
that's nice. That's dope. I like that.
Exactly.
Because a lot of 18-year-olds are not ready to be on their own at all. And especially if they went through something as tragic of being taken away from their parent in whatever aspect of, their background, being taken away from your family and then being put into a system, to have that opportunity to have a little extra wiggle room to develop your wings is a bonus for real.
Just like if you was with your real parents.
Yeah.
As long as you ain't no knucklehead. And they like, get out. I can't wait to start anything.
And don't want to cut them off too soon. Right.
Yeah, I'm scared to cut mine off too soon.
And there's requirements. So if they come into the Bridges program and they have, requirements, you have to be actively involved, engaged in something. You have to be working so many hours a week, or you have to be in school so many hours a week to help them, continue to get the resources that they've been getting. So if anyone's interested in the Bridges program, they need to reach out to Jason Hardland at SAFY. He would be the contact person to talk to in regards to those children aging out. But I can tell you from 0 to 18 teenagers in sibling groups, African-American boys, there's a stigma around African-American boys. They're violent, they're angry, they're this, they're that. No, they just want to be loved and parented.
Yeah.
Sibling groups. Oh, I want one child. I don't want, 2 or 3. But right now, the siblings are coming into the foster care system. It's just not one, it's 2, 3,
and
4.
Don't want to separate that unity.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the only stability that they have sometimes is the sibling group. So let's try to keep those siblings together. That's so important. And then again, the teenagers, because like people say, they already have their little personalities and, they're trying to navigate this thing called life.
Right.
But I can tell you, a lot of adults have let these children down and they're only mimicking what they see other adults do. But if they were in your home, they could see how other families act and what would be called normal, a family life could be like for
family
them.
Activities.
Exactly. Family activities, sitting at the table, eating dinner together, having a movie night, whether it's watching Netflix or going out to the movies or taking nice walks, being able to sleep on a bed, being able to eat a meal, You know, I remember being a little kid. Now, we weren't eating pancakes every day, but we at least had something every day, whether it was cereal, whether it was toast, oatmeal, whatever. You know, sometimes these kids are neglected, oftentimes neglected, abused. I mean, they're traumatized. Again, it could be just because a mother has depression, postpartum blues, and she cannot function. So, you know, these children experience all kinds of trauma that really all of us experience at some point in our life. By the grace of God, we were just able to keep it together.
Keep us under the radar. So if a foster parent has the age range that they would prefer, do you guys try to cater to that?
We do. So with there's a characteristic checklist through the process that a potential foster parent would fill out, and they would say what they would and would not consider. So that goes to gender, that goes to ethnicity, age, all of those things. So, you know, if you have teenage girls in your house, the probability is you don't want teenage boys in your home, but you would want another teenage girl or, you know, some little girls in your home. So yeah, you definitely can say, you know, the age range that you're looking at. We ask you to be open though, because there are some people, I only want, you know, 0 to 4 years old. Well, what if we call you and there's a child that's 5.5? Is that, you know, is that what? No. Yeah. Is that 18 months going to really make a difference?
Right.
You know, just keep an open heart, keep an open mind, you know, in regards to that.
Yeah. Is there a certain age right now that's prominent that needs more assistance at this time?
I would say the teenagers.
Just the teenagers and the family, the siblings.
Yep. Teenagers and siblings, African-American boys. But, you know, particularly if you're looking for an age number, that 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 year olds, they need homes. They really need homes bad. We have to get these kids placed. They're our future. They're Columbus's future.
Right.
We can't forget them. There's a lot of great things.
Some lawyers and doctors and all them sitting up in there and waiting to get some home.
Exactly. We could have some great football players, like you said, great senators, the next president, the next Les Wexner could be, you know, in foster care right now. You know, they just need a chance.
Amen.
They need a chance.
They really do. I wish I had a big enough home. I'd be like, hey, like
I
wouldn't either.
Big enough home and more money.
Yeah, baby, listen.
I mean, I know
I need more with the one I got, and I only got one. Listen, with my habits, but that's why you have to be prepared for this. Like, this is an important aspect, and do you guys also, even though you don't do fostering, do you allow mentoring? If you can't actually take a child in, but do you have like a mentoring program where someone could come and maybe take some kids and do activities with them and stuff like that?
We have volunteer opportunities with our organization. As far as mentoring, we don't have the mentoring piece set up yet at this time. I mean, you would have to go still through a background check, fingerprint it and all of that. When you start talking about, you know, taking the children out and trying to do one-on-one things and understanding and knowing their story, because some of them do come from horrific backgrounds, some not as horrific, but there's definitely a process, and we have to do due diligence by those children.
That was going to be my next question, the background check.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You going to have that FBI, BCI. You're going to get fingerprinted. Exactly. And you might even have to have an Adam Welch check, because if you're not from Ohio or haven't lived here all your life and you've lived in another state, we're going to uncover all those rocks, those stones. We need to really know about you. We're going to dig deep. So absolutely background checks. But there's other volunteer opportunities. You know, we need people to come in sometimes and do childcare, you know, for the parents when they're in training. Sometimes they can't get a babysitter for whatever reason. Help us with our events. Donate money. I mean, my goodness, it costs money. We're a nonprofit, right? It costs money to do some of the things we like to do with the children. Every year we have a big holiday party that costs money to do that. So we look for donations all the time. So if people are out there and you're looking to give to a great organization that truly needs help and that's truly going to use the money towards the children.
Yeah, SAFY is
SAFY.
So if we want to do a donation, where can we go to donate? Is it just on the website, or
they can go to the website, or they can contact me and I can make sure that they get in contact with Veronica Ferris. So she handles donations. She's our chief development officer, business and development officer at SAFY. So Veronica Ferris, Farris. And so she will definitely be more than happy to take that money. Also, Rabin Hooper, who's our treatment director. So you can contact Rabin and say, hey, I have a donation. And you can call Rabin at 614-729-2024 and ask for Miss Rabin Hooper and let her know you'd like to make a donation. I mean, she would love it. Every penny counts. I mean, we've taken the kids skating. We want to do nice things with them.
Yeah.
I don't want to do things with the kids that, that where you just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a coloring page. Just take and do some coloring. No, when we were kids, we went skating.
Yeah.
We did fun things. We went to Coastside. We went to Kings Island. We did fun things when we were children. Even if we went to the Ohio State Fair or the historical center up there off of 17. I mean, we did things to, just have fun. And sometimes some of these kids never even get out of Franklin County. They never go to the fair. What's the Ohio State Fair? What's that? And sometimes they really feel like people don't care. We need to just start caring about these kids and loving them unconditionally, how we would love, our own families. Take some time. If you take some time and, volunteer and sit and just get to hear some of the things they say and some of their experiences and, what's going through their head, it'll blow your mind. These little people have really, big issues. Like when we were coming up, we didn't have to worry where we were going to live, where we were going to eat, what we were going to wear.
I had days when I had to worry about what I was going to eat, but it didn't go for long, But
even if you had a sugar sandwich or something, peanut butter and jelly. Sardines, like they literally, there is no
food, nothing for them to chomp on, nothing for them to snack on.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. They have to be concerned about, are they going to survive to make it to 10 years old, 12 years old, 13? I wasn't worried about if I was going to make it to 10, 11, 12, 13, or 18. I'm going to make it. But these kids have to even worry about that. Am I going to live to be 18? Wow. 21?
Wow.
Oh goodness.
To have that on your mind at such a young age is... It's heart-wrenching.
It is.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Is there an age limit for volunteers?
We would like the volunteers to at least be 18. Okay. We'd like them to be grown.
Right.
To be young adults. But the parents do have the opportunity to kind of choose. We don't have a board. That's a big question that comes up. Like oftentimes people think, okay, is there like a book or a board and I can just go through and, pick like they're a car or something? It's not like that. No, you mark it off on your characteristic sheet. We try to match it to the best of our ability. We give you a call. And when I say we, our intake placement department will call you. And based off of what you've shared, if we feel like there's a good match, then we'll ask you if this is going to work. Can you take this placement? But you're not going to get a book and get to see what they look like.
See, that was going to be my question. Do you get to when you foster a child, do you get to have a meeting and meet the child before you get to take them home? It's like, nah, you just gonna show up. I'm gonna just call you and say, hey, I got a kid.
That brings up something. So since one doesn't do that and they get a kid home and it just doesn't work, so to speak, can they just bring the kid and look, I don't think this not gonna work. This kid
a return, return policy.
That's a good question because a lot of prospective foster parents do ask that question. Actually, what we do is we ask you to at least keep that child for 30 days. You really need to understand that they're just as nervous as you are. Right. They don't know you, and you have to remember they have had some type of experience. They might be going from home to home to home. sometimes.
Right.
So they have to really get comfortable with you and you with them. And they have to feel secure and know that they can trust you. So it's just like anything. You're trying to build trust with individuals, and trust doesn't happen overnight.
Right. It sure does.
So
have you had any parents that try to bring kids
back? To make them feel like you keeping a receipt and you gonna bring the kid back after 30 days like it's a grocery store.
Listen,
like
some people out here
like, oh my God.
Like, what are you thinking? I mean, some people just do anything.
Yes, they do
these days. So
yes,
you just gotta ask. And obviously, she said they have.
Yeah,
absolutely. They, that's why we're saying, okay, you know what? We really need you to work with this child for 30 days. I mean, just think of it this way. If you come into someone's home, and a lot of times these children are coming with nothing but a trash bag. A trash bag. Can you imagine? I mean, we just take the trash bag out of this trash container right here. All their belongings are in a trash bag. And they're going maybe from home to home with a trash bag, and they can never get settled sometimes, because if they're going to disrupt, they're putting everything back in that trash bag, if it even came out the trash bag, and going to the next home and going to the next home and going to the next home. That's unsettling.
Yeah.
So, when they come into your home or someone else's home, they don't know. You basically have to show them, and it's going to be 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, that this relationship is going to develop. But, homes do disrupt, and they disrupt for various reasons, but we really try to keep that at a minimum, especially in our Columbus division. We really work hard to make sure that we're recruiting qualified foster parents, that they really understand the process, that we're matching the children well. We're just not putting any child, just say, here, you have a home, you have a home, because we want to keep the disruptions low, and they are low in our Columbus division. So that's a great thing. So the kids are staying.
We good for something.
That's good.
Yes.
I can't with you.
Saying, Columbus, that's my city though. But at least we good for something. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We love our babies.
Yes.
And the ones in their homes.
We're a giving city. Columbus is a very, very giving city. And that's why I'm here, because I don't think Columbus, really, the people of Columbus, if they truly knew how many children we have in foster care right now, and the need and what's going on. And
can we get a rough estimate number?
In the entire state of Ohio, there's over 15,000.
Wow.
Wow.
In the entire state of Ohio, over 15,000. The last number I had was 15,400. And that was reported by the Attorney General's office, Mike DeWine's office. 15,400 children, which are considered in one state, which are considered victims. So yes. So I know we get out there and we root on our football teams, and anybody that has Buckeye in their name, we are down for them, but we have to be down for these children. 15,400 in the entire state. And a good portion of that is in your bigger cities, Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Between those three,
is the most.
Yes.
I always see people quit having these kids that can't take care of your kids. I mean, it'll never be like that. I'm just saying, it's just frustrating. Like, here, we got all these kids out here that don't have no homes, and it puts it on our backs, who are stable and care for these kids, and make us feel like, dang, we need to do what we got to do just so we can help get a kid, do something. Helps, like, that's just so.
It's sad.
It is.
So when you do get a child, do you guys give them a briefing of the background, or do y'all not give that information?
Absolutely. So when the intake representative calls, they do get information from the intake representative. This is child, their first name, their last name, their age, here are, the issues. Right. Right. Here are their characteristics, their background, those types of things. So yes, you do get information about the child.
Okay. And why they were placed in the situation. You get all that?
Yeah,
that's good.
You know that. Yep. Yeah. And you have a team that supports you. So you have someone from the courts, you have someone from Franklin County Children's Services, and then you have someone from our staff that supports you. So we really do that wraparound service in regards to making sure that you're supported the way you need to be supported.
Great.
Because we're going to be in your home along with Franklin County Children's Services.
I like that. I like that, though.
Yeah, most definitely.
When it comes to the application process, is there like indications or certain questions that might give you details on if the parent is willing to take a child that has a more traumatizing background or health concerns or, you know, physical problems that, so you know how to place them?
Absolutely. So the number one thing, how we have a 5-step process. The first thing is the introduction session. That's when someone meets with me. We meet at my office or we meet out in the community, and I kind of go over everything. It takes about an hour, maybe 45 minutes, 15 minutes of questions, 45 minutes of me presenting. And then we kind of, go over some things in regards to the foster parenting process, and we go over the application and we talk about that in depth. It is an Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services form, so it does need to be filled out correctly. But there are, again, the levels of care, and you can mark, what you are interested in. We want you to have that skill set, though, to take care of someone who might be medically fragile. You just can't come in and I want to take care of someone maybe who's medically fragile and you don't have that background or experience. So that is going to be a requirement if that's what you want to do in those cases. So, but yeah, we go through the whole process and we meet, we talk. I give them an opportunity to ask those questions. We go through every form because, like you said, it is a process. So the financial statement form, we review that. If you have pets in your home, we review that form. You have to take it to a veterinarian and have that veterinarian sign that form that your animals come and visit him or her regularly and they have their shots. You have to have a telephone in your home. That's a requirement by us. You have to fill out a form that you
like a landline. You can't just have a cell phone.
You can have a cell. You can have a cell, but you have to have a stable phone or permanent phone in that home. That cell should be in that home at all times. So you would buy an additional cell phone.
Okay.
Yes.
It can't leave with you when the kid go with you.
Right. Exactly. No.
Okay.
So you might as well get a landline.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like $12 nowadays.
Right. Super cheap. You might go and get that bundle.
Right.
You have to have a medical background check. We want to make sure that
you ain't gonna fall out on this kid.
That's right. That you are able to take care of this child. So it is a process that you definitely are going to go through. So you need to give us proof of employment. We want to see your 1040s. We want to see pay stubs. That is important.
Take a drug test?
No, they don't require a drug test. That's a good question. But they do not require a drug test at this date and time.
Oh wow!
Just a background check and
copy of your utility bills. If you own your home, we need to see the amortization table. If you rent, we need to see your lease, and we need to get permission, or you need to have a landlord statement saying that they're fine with you having foster children on the property in that apartment or the home that you rent. So it is that rigorous process because you feel like, okay, I'm trying to help, but why do I have to fill out all these forms? You really have to be vetted because we don't want to put a child in a home where they could be, evicted or harmed or unsafe or anything like that. So you're going to go through that process. No, that's not a requirement right now. It is not.
That can alter a person's whole demeanor, their personality.
Do you guys, y'all don't do like a mental evaluation at all?
No, there's no type of mental evaluation that needs to be done from a psychiatrist or psychologist or anything like that. There is not, but we do home studies. You will. A part of the process too is the home study process.
Get caught slipping.
So our treatment director and our family development specialist, they're going to come out to your home and they're going to dive deep into, your home life and what's going on with you. Gotcha. They're going to talk to your kids. They're going to want to know how you met your spouse. They're going to ask you questions that are probably going to make you feel uncomfortable at times.
I remember that little evaluation. It was, really? I was like, hold up, why you asking me? But it was
make you think like,
all right, but I answer. You answer what if you honest, you gonna answer it. And
right. But something you don't expect to ask. And you be like, wait a minute, think about this.
Right. It's gonna be intrusive. It's going to be intrusive
because even like daycare and those things have to be checked by you guys as well. Like babysitters, you can't just leave your child with your mama. Your mom have to be, you know, have to be fingerprinted and background and, you know, so your whole family unit that you use for your own children have to be in agreement. Because if you take a child in and you have a child that your mom might watch because you got to work certain hours, that your mom needs to be okay with doing a background check for this child as well, like to make sure that everything is okay.
When you become a foster kid, your whole family
comes. Family. If that's a part of your cohesive unit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know, your support system, your alternative care, you're absolutely right. We want them to be fingerprinted if they're going to be taking care of that child. Any type of parenting that's going to be involved, we're going to, you know, ask questions about those individuals. We're going to do background checks in regards to those individuals. It is a family affair.
I wouldn't mind doing foster, but it would have to, because I have 3, 14, 9, and 5. It would have to be when my 5-year-old is... Somebody got to be going to the house already. 2 out of 3, you know, get her somebody to play with, you know.
I can't with you.
I'm for real, because, you know, it's a lot, 3 kids. So, you know, that would be smart to take on an extra kid if I ain't ready. And then once y'all dive into me, I'm like, nah, she ain't ready.
Yeah, we're going to come to your home. We are going to be looking at your home. We're going to do a safety audit of your home.
I come to my home right now. Y'all going to be like,
Yeah, you will be required to have a fire inspection. You will have to get a fire inspection of your home. We need to make sure it's safe. You're going to provide an evacuation plan. So we're going to dive deep into your life.
But it's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, I like this clarity because you feel like that's what a lot of people are scared of. They're fearful that these kids are going to other homes that person might be detrimental. And then I'm getting the child that has been through a home that was bad. And I don't want that child now, you know, and if you know that this is a safety unit, like they do such a thorough background, just not anybody is able to get kids like they used to do back in the day. It's a little more intense. And I like that, you know, and it's hard to open your home, but it's so important because it's definitely rewarding. Like that short time I did it, I really enjoyed it, you know, and I wish I had more.
Just ripped it away.
Yeah, he did.
And most of our parents do. Most of our parents do enjoy it. Yeah. You know, I mean, these are people who, you know, they have a lot going on already, but you know what? They said, I just got to help. I have to be able to help someone else and help these children in need. And it's really a beautiful thing to, you know, see them when they come in the office, the foster parents with the foster kids, and they visit and, you know, it's summertime and like, what are you about to do? What's going on? You know, tell me, share with me how your day is going, or just to see them smile, you know, oh my gosh, to see just those children smile, or to see them have some normalcy in their life. You know, I just really appreciate our foster parents. And I'm telling you, like, our treatment director goes hard for the foster parents. I go hard for our foster parents. I mean, I'm out here. I'm trying to get free tickets to anything I can. COSI, shout out to COSI. Ms. Higginbotham, she's given us free tickets. Kings Island, Cedar Point, they've helped us with free tickets to things. Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Arnold Expo for Teen, they gave us free tickets for the families. So, sweet. You know, I go hard and really try to find things for them to do within the city. So, I mean, it's just a group effort. We need everybody to just come along with us, though, to go on this journey with us. And it might just be for a season, and that season might be 6 months. It might be 12 months. It might be 5 years. I don't know. I mean, it might just be for an event, but we need you to come alongside of with us and help these kids in Central Ohio and all of them, all the foster kids, all of them. Whether they're with SAFY, Buckeye Ranch, I don't care who they're with per se. Do you have it in your heart to help today?
Gotcha. That's a good question. I like that. So we're going to segment into another song. This ain't new though, but I like it. So this is Your Loss by Innocence, I believe. Yeah, Innocence. Innocence. Here we go.
Wrong, sir. Wrong. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day. Good day.
Okay. You won't have a good day.
Microphone check, 1, 2, who is this? It's innocence, we came to handle our business. And when I grab a microphone, I'm getting tremendous. The flow stupendous, rappers getting offended. They say we're so amazing, we're the Avengers. Ignoring all the haters, but we love their attention. Crossing the wrong path, we'll erase your existence. If rap was high school, we'd probably be in detention. Because the way we like to rip a showdown. Rappers won the battle, it could go down. Grab their girl, now listen. We represent Cream or the new Motown. And then they say, stay just, can you please just slow down? But like homie, the clown dog, I really don't play that. These the kind of statements that you make and never take back. You got a lot of talking to your face, you won't have a. I came to rock, you came to roll. I'm on my grind, you losing control. I'm knowing it's time, it ain't in your soul.
If you cross the line, guaranteed you won't have a good day.
I came to rock, you came to roll. I'm on my grind, you losing control. I'm knowing it's time, it ain't in your soul.
You play the game, foul man, you sorry cause you lose. Need I say more? Punchlines open up to rip your face off. Blood, sweat, and tears, that's my decor. I take it back to 86 like yes, y'all. Leave y'all in awe. The best yet to come, so hold your applause. Cannibal state of mind, flesh served raw. Leave the track so cold you can scrape off the frost. I run with a fleet full of achievers, standing testament to all you non-believers. You're gonna need more ammo if you want a homo. Like who you know to be the answer and a problem. The son is you don't really want to play, but see life to your career, I will bury it in the same day. There's something I just had to say. So pardon my French, my French ain't having a good day. Ain't having a good day.
Hey, that was Innocence. You lost. I'm sorry. You lose.
I almost lost that one.
I did. This is Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary J. B.
I'm Kiki with the E.
Listen. We are here with Miss Sharice with SAFY, talking about this foster care and adoption in Columbus, Ohio, period. All around, we have over 15,000 children that are in need of homes, my people. Like, this is important. If you don't have the capacity of putting a child in your home, you can still have the capacity of donating a penny, $1. It all goes to these children with SAFY. They've been around over 30 years, you said?
Over 30 years.
This is very, very, very
or
big.
Donate your time.
Yes.
Volunteer.
Donate your time
Absolutely.
to volunteer. Like she stated, they have events that they plan for these children that are in the foster care, so they can get out, do things, and they do an annual Christmas party. So I look forward to trying to put something together so we can get a donation, because that would be important for Curvilinear to add on. Yeah, we would definitely want to assist with that.
Absolutely. That would be wonderful. We took them skating USA East. So this last Christmas, so we'd love to do something different this time. You know, skating was fun, but we'd like to do something different.
Right.
But it takes money to do those things. So, I mean, hey, we'll be grateful for whatever you do. And another way people could help too, they can put a yard sign in their yard. Like, that really would help. Like, that's giving back. You can't take a child, put a yard sign in your yard. Let us know. Host a foster party. We call them foster wear parties. instead of Tupperware, fosterware, like a fosterware party.
Right.
Fosterware. Pardon me?
How does those go?
How does it work? So let's say that you and a few of your girlfriends want to have a party at your house to learn more about foster care. I'll come out to the house and bring the snacks, and I'll sit down and talk to you guys about it.
Okay, cool.
I like that.
Bring a little swag bag, give you some little gifts like I did today, and we can talk about foster care and just have a great time with it.
Sweet.
That is sweet. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. We might have to
see our wheels turning on.
Yeah, my wheels is turning right now. We're gonna have to tap into that. That's important when it comes to fostering these children. And I know that they're in the system now, and is Columbus Public as well as SAFY, do they give like a therapy to these children or counseling to all of them? Because I will feel like everyone that would need that if they're in the facility. I mean, in the agency.
Right. If it's part of their care plan, if they've been designated to have some type of counseling based on their care plan by the courts and by Franklin County Children's Services or the child care agency that they're with, then they do get that. And the beautiful thing about this, we do have a counselor, and she will come to your home, or you can bring the children into the office. So we really do encourage counseling if they're required to have it. And even if you think they might need it to talk to someone, we're there for them. So we do have behavioral mental health services.
Oh, great.
Yes.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yes, by licensed counselors. And so, yes, we're happy about that.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Nice. That's important. And I've always said that your mental is always the top thing. Baby, listen.
Need that. Sure.
Don't we all? So when it comes to fostering, like when the child comes to the home, does the parent get that? The parent of do they also get to visit, or is that up to the foster parent to approve that?
So it's based on the courts.
Okay.
If they have the right to have parental visitation rights.
Okay.
So some parents do, some parents do not.
Okay.
So then that foster parent works with their case coordinators in regards to making sure that those visitations take place, the dates, the times, the location, and the foster parent works with the case coordinator sometimes to make sure that they get there. It really just depends. So just know that no two child situations are the same.
Right.
So every child situation is different. You might have, a child over here who can see their bio parent once a week for an hour. You might have another family that can see their child maybe 3 times a week for an hour. You might have parents that can't see their kids at all. So it just really, really depends on their situation.
And do you usually pick like a location, or is it the parent can open their home if they choose, the foster parent?
That's really up to again the courts and children's services, and based on that care plan.
Package. Okay.
Yeah, that care plan dictates everything. Are you following the care plan? That's one thing. Foster parents cannot just go off and do what they want to do when they get ready to do it. You have to follow that care plan that's in place. And that's a safety net for you as a foster parent.
Right.
And for that child. So it's just not, okay, I got them and I can just do what I want with them when I want, how I want. It doesn't work quite like that
way. Yeah. So you have to be pretty much, it's a loving situation, but it's also a job.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it as you got to follow the rules.
Yes.
And also give your love in nature that you can to a child, because you gotta be open on both aspects. You gotta be able to cross your T's and dot them I's accordingly, and as well open yourself up to a new child in your home.
Absolutely. I mean, we have a rules class. And there's lots of rules. There's a huge manual full of rules that you will need to familiarize yourself with and really understand them, because like you said, you just can't do what you want. You have to go by the guidelines. But the good thing is, in our pre-service training classes that we offer for the foster parents, our training by the state rules and regulations, they're required to have 36 hours of foster parent training in the state of Ohio.
I want you to dive into that. Like, what kind of training? Like, I feel like when you say training, I'm going to the military. I'm about to get my body together. I'm going to boot camp to be a better parent. Yeah. So what kind of training does it entail with your facility? Because it's through you guys, not through the county, or do you have to do both?
No. They can do it through us.
Okay.
But the county basically governs, hey, you have to have 36 hours. You need to be touching on these topics. Now, with that being said, it's a total of 14 classes with SAFY that you do take. Okay. The good thing is that 14 classes, 36 hours, you do get paid for that. Mm-hmm. If you successfully complete the classes, and then take a placement, you're going to get $360 from Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services 8 to 10 weeks after you complete the classes. Okay. So you are going to get paid to do that. The classes are depending on our schedule. Like right now, in the month of June, we did all our classes on Thursdays. So you were there from like 9 a.m. to 5 going through all the classes. In July, we're going to do it on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, the second weekend of July and the fourth weekend of July, 9 to 5. And then in September, we'll go back to doing it in the evening for a few hours in the evening. But we're talking about orientation to kinship, foster care, and adoption. We're talking about child trauma. We're talking about child sexual abuse. We're talking about rules classes. We're talking about minimizing trauma. So we have a lot of classes that to cover. Absolutely.
Bring your pen and paper. Take notes.
But the beautiful thing is we start a cohort group. So you have a cohort of people coming in, and many of them have not fostered either. So you're not alone. And that's what I love, to see these people come in and, they're new and they're fresh to it, but they start to develop these relationships with the staff because we're there. In the building, they're starting to develop new relationships with prospective foster parents who can end up being that alternative care for you or that respite care for you when you're in need to take a break. They're learning and they're asking questions of one another, and something that you might not think of, I might think of, and she might think of something that I haven't thought of. So, people, you can start to see their minds start to turn, and they're thinking about things, and, they're connecting things together and going through the process. And it's really a beautiful thing. We try to keep the cohorts, no more than 20 people or no more than 20 families at a time. Right. So it's comfortable. And you know what? We love to eat at SAFY. We love to eat. We will feed you. Oh, yeah. We will feed you. So they had like Donato's today. Last week they had Jimmy John's. Oh, wow. The week before that, I believe they had Pizza Hut.
I might just come to a class. Y'all just allow.
We have all kinds of. You can gain some weight at SAFY.
I'm going to SAFY's, okay? Yes. They gonna feed me and I'm gonna learn something, okay?
Yes, we will take time to to feed you and take care of you. Oreo cookies, chips. I mean, oh my gosh. So when you come, we want you to be treated really well. We have this customer service roadmap experience that we really want to walk you through. So from the time you raise your hand, and saying, I'm interested, we're coming along with you and saying, hey, we need you. We're going to help you and we're going to guide you through this customer service experience with us as well.
That's good. I like that. I do. I really do. So when it comes to parents out here, because this is gearing away from fostering, this is more of a, how I want to say this, a plan to stop fostering. Like, is there a program out there for parents who are struggling right now that might be in a place where their kid might need to be placed away from them, but maybe they want to stop that? Like, because some parents, they know what the heck they doing, but they don't know how to get help. Right. So to stop adding on, is there something that is out there to help those parents that are in need right now? Not just with financially, but mental, all of that kind of stuff.
That's a good question. I mean, Columbus is so full of resources out here. You know, if a parent needs help with childcare, there's Action for Children. If, you know, it's a father who's like, I don't know how to be that great father, there's the Columbus Urban League, and there's the African American Male Initiative department there that they have in the Father program. Or
I heard about the Father. That's a good program.
Exactly. You know, or the Choose to Change program. There's also Nationwide Children's Hospital. They have parenting classes. You have, you know, Huckleberry House and Star House. And, you know, Columbus has a wealth of entities and nonprofit organizations that individuals can definitely go to. Is there one particular program that I know of that I would recommend? No, but what I would definitely say is, you know, tap into these resources here in Columbus.
211 is a good one.
Exactly.
211.
Exactly.
On a lot of things, or you can go online.
Exactly. Impact. Yeah. You know, there are programs and resources out here for individuals to say, hey, I need some help, you know.
That's where you find a Christmas program.
Exactly. Net care, you know.
Thanksgiving drives. Toy
exactly.
drives,
churches. Yeah. Columbus has so many. Yeah, Columbus has so many churches out here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. A lot of churches are in Columbus, Ohio.
Gotta not be lazy and just want to go reach out.
Get that help.
Exactly. Yeah. I've heard people tell me that they've actually left the state that they lived in to come to Columbus because they've heard that there's so much help in Columbus. That they've left.
I've heard that too.
Yeah. So
we do have a lot of facilities that help. It's just that push that people need because they're embarrassed or they're scared that's what's going to happen once they go to the facility. And it's like, I'd rather go get help than to stay stagnant. You know, because moving will shift a situation faster than you just staying in that situation.
Absolutely.
People rather stress their families out than go and get your own help.
You right about that?
Right.
Go get help. There's plenty of help out here. 211. Call 211.
Right. Get the help so you can keep your children in your home. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel guilty. Do not feel condemned because maybe your mom or dad just didn't know that. They did not know. No one took time to teach them or to show them how to do things. There's no shame in that. That's not your fault. Just reach out and get the help that you need so you can keep your children in your home.
Amen.
You know, for generations to come. Because what we do see is a lot of this is generational. It's generational.
And it's such a curse. It's like a repetitive cycle after cycle after cycle. And it's like, break that cycle. I mean, you have to. If you see something in your past that you know that can hinder your child because it can trickle down to them, you need to work that out. Like, it's so important. And that's why I say counseling is a must. Self-evaluation is a must.
Yes.
Like, if you can't self-evaluate, then help somebody, get some help to help you evaluate your situation, because sometimes you be so blinded and comfortable with madness that you don't even realize you in madness. It's like, oh, that ain't nothing. You know, I'm used to that. I'm used to people yelling at me and hitting on me. You know, I'm used to that. So that's nothing to me. And it's not. It's not okay. It's not. So,
and that's what our foster parents have to understand, that when a child sometimes comes into the home, they might not feel comfortable because they don't have the chaos going on around them. So no, they don't like it in your home because
sometimes they make madness, so chaos, you know, so they can feel comfortable. And it's not you at all. It's that their go-to. It's like, if there's no yelling and screaming, then I gotta yell, I gotta scream. Something is off here. I'm not comfortable. I'm not used to this holding my hand and kissing on me and giving me snacks when I ask. I'm not used to it. I'm used to stealing stuff. I'm used to sneaking when my mama go to sleep to get a treat. I'm used to those things. And unless you have that mindset open, you're going to feel like that child is troubling, and it's not. They're not. The child is just doing what they are used to around them. And if they're not the ones doing it, they're expecting the person around them to do it because that's what they see every day.
Absolutely. And that's when you have to be patient. You have to be nurturing. You have to be caring. You have to be open. You can't be judgmental because, like you said, that's their normal. So they have to take that time and need that time to adapt and to adjust. And Josh Shipp, SHIPP, he's a gentleman who was in foster care, and he's a very popular motivational speaker right now. You could Google him or find him on YouTube. He was in foster care, and he was doing all those things that you were saying with his foster parents, just trying to make it home make it bad in that home because he wanted them to, basically kick him out. But his foster father came and got him from jail one day and said, you know what? You're not a problem for me and your foster mom. And then it clicked, Josh said in his mind, that no matter what I did, no matter what I said, these people don't view me as a problem. They love me, and they're loving me unconditionally. And they're giving everything that they have and are pouring that into me. Yes. And it clicked that, okay, I'm not a problem. Then he could move forward with his relationship with them. And now he's a successful motivational speaker, encouraging others to help other children out here. So
that's beautiful. Yes. I love it.
These kids aren't a problem. That's what I'm saying. They're not a problem.
To be here.
Correct.
They're not. They're blessings if you really think about it. I mean,
it's a lot of people out there can't.
It's a blessing for you because even with the troubled child, you're learning something, patience, good caring, loving, I've worked with children and adults with disabilities. So it's like learning how to cope with that kind of helped me with my patient level and opening my heart more, because you never know. Like a lot of times it's not them, it's their condition. Yes. So you got to think of it. Their home is their condition. What they came from is their condition. You have to condition them differently.
Correct.
You have to mold them differently, show them something different. And sometimes kids mess up just to see how far they can go. Yes. Your own kids do that.
I did that.
They tap on that nerve until that eye get to twitching. You be like, listen, let me count to 3 real quick. Like, listen, I can't take it, So you got to think of it that way. Your kid tests you just as much. The difference is that child came out of you. So you feel a little different. So now you have to open that same tap, that same love into this new child that you're welcome into your home. Like this. That's a beautiful thing.
And there's plenty of them here in Columbus that are waiting on you, baby.
You hear that? Y'all, for y'all rich people out here, I'm gonna talk about it real quick. Hold up.
Tell them.
Y'all out here going overseas, getting these babies off from other countries, and you got a baby that look just like the one that you got out. Cut it out right now. I'm tired of y'all going over to Asia, going over to certain parts of Africa to get a baby. If you want a black baby, go over here to SAFY and get you a child that is of that race. Like, I don't understand what is so important in getting children from other countries, and there's kids in this country that need assistance. Like, absolutely. You need to care about your own front right here, United States of America. Right. I understand. I agree. All kids need homes. All kids need homes. But I'm going to start at home.
Absolutely.
Girl,
absolutely. Start right here in Franklin County.
Yes.
Columbus, Ohio.
Right. If I'm going to open my home, I want to start at home. Like, I need to make sure that this is good first.
Right.
And then it can trickle off to these other countries. If I can get over 15,000 kids a home,
yes,
and then trickle off to show that unity to these other countries, so all these kids will have a place.
And that's one thing about Ohio. Again, I'm a native of Ohio, born and raised here, and Ohio does not follow the flow. We're trendsetters. We are the example to other states in all things. Politics, sports. We need to be the example to this country in regards to foster care. Yeah. We really do. We need to be the example. We need to show them the right way to do it and lead the way. And I believe that we can do it. I know we have the people in this state to do it.
I know we can do it.
Yes. So I agree with you.
That's important right there. It really is. So I'm gonna play another song. And then it's specialty time. I so am happy about this subject. I feel like it's important to get this message out here to those who can assist in any way. I mean, to volunteering your time, to volunteering donations, you know, putting fundraisers together, and just doing all you can to help these children in any way. I mean,
or know
like
a good candidate
exactly. If you know a person who can't have children or who have the capacity or the space for another child, and they've talked to you about, maybe I want to adopt. How about you tap into fostering first? Talk about it. You know, pass the information. Hey, SAFY might be a good place where you want to start off at. You know, and like she said, have foster wear parties. So you can get that information out. And like she stated, you can always meet up with her. I want you to go ahead before we do this song to give out your information, all contact information. So our audience can definitely tap into that.
Absolutely. Call SAFY at 614-729-2024, extension 1413, or you can call me on my work cell, 614-560-7342. You can always email me as well, PENNC, as in Sharice, at SAFY, SAFY.org. I will be waiting for your telephone calls and emails. And I look forward to working with you. I really do.
I like the way she talks.
I do too. She pulls you in. And it's like, you need people like that. You so just comforting. Like, oh, she's so comforting. And her eyes are so hypnotized. Where I wish that we could zoom in on this lady's eyes, man. She pulled on your heartstrings like, oh, I love you. Listen, here is my boy Luffy D. It's called Frank Ocean. My Idols. There we go. By Frank Ocean. I believe this is probably his beat, but this is Luffy D. Here we go.
I had a dream that I was sitting with the greats. Kurt Cobain, Michael Jackson, Prince, and a couple other ones. Why did stars shine bright over Texas? And how did I end up with so many exes? Now my life seems to get more reckless. I need a long time with myself, I'm selfish. I'm losing my grip on reality. All these fake people that be loving me, I don't mess around with it like it's poison ivy. They say they got my back and then they just tried me. I had a dream that I was with Cobain, and when I woke up, things were not the same. I heard I got fans that screaming out my name, but I know it's something that comes with the fame. My mama said, be careful, watch out for the snakes. My daddy told me, boy, do what it takes. I don't know why, but I feel out of place. Like when loved ones tell me lies to my face. I'm losing my people every day now. I'm on my way up, they on their way down. I never wanted it to be this way. I guess this is how the game is played. Wanna meet Nirvana, I don't wanna die. This teen spirit makes me always wonder why. When Michael Jackson died, all I did was cry. I can see Prince Purple raining in the sky. I'm glad to see Frank Ocean, yeah, he's still alive. My people are the reason why I always try. And I can always see the diamonds in the sky. When I'm looking my true love in her eyes. Sensitive to touch and love that's never shown. It fades away with every year that I grow. That's why I was never your favorite. On your back burner, daddy, I hate it. Voices in my head tell me I should end it. I Why would I when I can win it? Mother, oh my, you never been perfect. For all of my love, mama, you deserve it. The fights we've been through seem unbelievable. Growing up with you made me seem unbeatable. Friends, let's get smaller each day. I used to break my own back to make them say, my kids keep me young forever, do I can. Truly blessing lessons in this world of sin. This world of sin. Wanna meet the finder, but don't wanna die. This teen spirit makes me always wonder why. When Michael Jackson died, all I did was cry. I can see Prince, purple rain and skies. I'm glad to see Frank Ocean still alive. My people always been the reason that I try. That I try. That I try.
Yes, Luffy.
D.
He's so sweet. I promise. I love that boy. He is so sweet. So that was Luffy D. And I appreciate him so much. He is always in the studio making new music. So this is Curvilinear Radio. I am Mary JB.
And I am Kiki with the E.
Listen. So Miss Misha is not here. So we're going to do her hot spots today. You know, we're going to share that task. You know, it's specialty time. I'm going to get a bell. Man, I miss my bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
I need my ting-a-ling-a-ling, man. I used to have a bell. I used to be like, ting-a-ling-a-ling,
Right.
ting-a-ling-a-ling.
Tear it up.
So I used to tear it up.
Probably why
That's
I
probably why.
That's
That's all right. When I come back next Thursday, I'm gonna get one. Watch, I'm gonna get one this weekend.
Please,
So-
regular bell, not cowbell.
No, I'm gonna get a cowbell.
Don't do it.
Doing, 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 doing.
my
Yes.
gosh.
So you know it's important right
Right.
there. So I know, I don't know if y'all know, but y'all should know. Juneteenth was this week that just passed.
Yes, it was.
Well, it was Tuesday. So I told my mom, like, it's important. We don't really celebrate it the way we should. We feel like 4th of July ain't for us. No disrespect, but it's not for it's not for us. Juneteenth is the actual holiday for our independence.
Yes.
It was finally made clear that we were going to be free. Okay. And so I told my mom that effective this year, because when me and my daughter and my nephew, we sat down and watched videos. I was showing them things about what Juneteenth meant. And I'm like, this is what we're going to do every year. Like, I feel like it's important. We said, Mom, we're going to start doing a cookout. We're going to start doing it up on
That's what's up.
June 19th every
She don't
year.
invite me.
I got you. I'm like, I feel like it's
Bring
important. And I told my daughter, you and your cousin, y'all about to do an essay every year.
Right.
We usually do that on Black History Month. Now I'm doing it for Juneteenth as well, because I feel like we need to allow our children to know more about their history.
Yes.
Like, we're losing
June
that.
should
The
be like a
more
Black History
generations
Month.
that are, it really does. Every month should be Black History, but I'm just
Well,
saying.
this is the Black History Week. Juneteenth week, a Black
Right.
History Week.
Yes, that's important. And I feel like all of our children need to know more. And you yourself, a lot of people are not privy to that information. They don't really know because it wasn't taught to them. You know, that wasn't taught in school. You weren't taught about June 19th. You weren't talking. July 4th, that's your national holiday. That's the day that you're going to get off from work.
They
You're
try
going
to
to get
distract
that.
us by making first day of summer
Yeah.
2 days later.
Baby, listen.
Stay woke.
Stay woke. All the way woke. Okay, no naps. So
Like it wasn't no summer before slaves.
okay. Sad. So I wanted to, I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but Wild Out is coming as well. Wild Out with what's
Nick
his
Cannon.
name? Nick Cannon.
Get your tickets.
He's come. No, I'm getting mine in July. But I went to the store and this lady was like, I was talking to Bree about it, and she was like, "Girl, do not waste your money." She was like, "It is horrible." So she went to the one in Cleveland, she said, a couple months back. and she said it was not like you see it on TV. It's so like rehearsed and it's not as smooth. They didn't do none of the games that they do. So I'm like, dude, I told her I'm gonna sit down and watch some YouTube live, like what they are in concert, like shows, and see what that is, if that's as funny. Because if it's not, then I'm not even gonna waste my coins.
And I thought that because I'm like, the show on TV is such a small, intimate crowd. Yeah. They can go out in the crowd. You know how they be doing that one game, like who he look like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't seem like we'll be right at the big old Schottenstein Center.
Yeah, I feel like if they do it on the big front, I feel like it should be more of a comedy. So them doing battles would be funny. Like, cause you got the two teams going against each other in a big audience. I feel like that would be fun if they did it that way. And they could still use the audience if,
what guests they bringing on?
They're bringing two artists, and I can't remember who it is right now off the top of my dome. But my plan was to do my research prior to me buying my tickets. So if I post, I got my tickets, y'all know that I did my research and I like what I saw. And I'm hoping, because the tickets aren't that expensive. They start off at $35. So it's not that expensive to go. So just to do an activity, I'll go. So I just wanted to tell y'all that y'all know Beyonce is coming in August, and then J. Cole is coming the day after my birthday, the 23rd. So I got my tickets to both those already. I'm like, this year I'm about to do all the things I always wanted to see Beyonce. That's like Michael Jackson to me. Like, Lord Jesus, I love her. So Comfest is this weekend. You got iSoldier and Tiffany Marie and a couple of other artists. That's on the 24th at 5:30 Comfest. And that's at Goodale Park. So that's free. So if you want to go swing through Goodale Park for Comfest, I know you might see some things that you really don't want to see. Just come and,
community.
That's artistic stuff, long as you don't bring your kids. Last year I went and I saw kids and I was highly pissed. Okay. If you see some tatas rolling around with paint on them and I can see the nips, that means the kids ain't supposed to be there. And I feel like the police need to. Baby, listen, chill on me.
And also on Saturday morning at Confest at 11:40, Aaron Grafia is going to be performing one of his routines, Hip Hop Fitness.
When? Saturday
at 11:40.
11 a.m.
I'll be there. And he's doing it to my song too.
I might have to roll with you on that aspect.
Which also, he has a class every Wednesday in Gahanna. I think it's 695 Johnstown Road.
Yeah, I was so mad I couldn't get off work yesterday. I was so mad.
It's $10. It's worth it because you get a nice sweat. I mean, you hear the songs that like we were dancing, boot up, like
shut up,
we be cranking.
Okay,
we be having all the recent songs.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go because I've been wanting to dance. And
girl, it's something like a line dance we probably want to do in the bar or the club.
Shut up.
Let's make this trend, boot up.
I know that's right.
Dance, but it's nice.
There's also a comedy show the 27th. Let me pull it up so I can give that information out. There is a comedy show called Money Mike Nights, classic live comedy experience. You got Danger Dick Dixon, Joe Hopewell, Marcus Martin, and Braze Dave.
Did you say Danger Dick Dixon?
That's what his name. Danger, and then that's Danger, and then the next person is Dick. Dick.
I'm just saying, it all run together.
It did run all together. His name is one person. His name is Danger, and the other one is still Dick Dickerson. Does sound like a stripper name. That's very, very clear. And the show starts at 7. I'm sorry, doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Cover is $10, so that's not bad. Wednesday, June 27th at the Pelican Room. 122 East Main Street, lower level. So that's not a bad, date night. Take your girl out or your homies.
Was it $10 like that?
$10 out the door.
Did you say Mr. Old School was one of them?
No, I didn't say nothing about no old school.
Okay, my bad. That's a coworker. That's another show. But Braves Dave, he's a funny dude. I went to school with him, and he's a
he is funny.
He is.
So I can't wait. I can't wait to.
Also, ladies,
what it do?
Dollar flip flops at Old Navy this weekend.
Oh yay! I forgot
June
about
23rd.
that. It's on my calendar too.
You're gonna get 10 pair, so you ain't gotta bring no more than $10. You can only get maybe tax, but
yeah, you want to bring at least 12. Shoot,
and
girl,
hey, money
bring
for
your whole
too.
bring your whole family.
Be out there for these.
I'll buy 10. Kyla gonna buy 10. My nephew gonna buy 10. Listen, they can't tell you I can't bring my whole crew.
True, we all will stand in line.
Exactly. Each of y'all, I give y'all 10 for y'all's orders with the tax.
Ain't that many daggone colors? You trying to be selling flip flops on the street?
Hey, for $2, I get my profit back.
Hold up, because LA Nails be selling them for $5.
See?
And I know Chink be up in there like, let me get them, and then take them to the shop and put them on a little rack. Like, girl.
Oh, weak right now. I hate you so much.
No discrimination.
Ain't none at all.
I know. What's the name over there at LA Nails? But I know there's those Old Navy.
What you got on your list, girl? What's going on in Aquafina world?
Aquafina world. What about that water? You gotta drink your water first and foremost. I'm gonna keep telling y'all this every day, but I'm gonna tell y'all every day: drink your water. So that ain't gonna be the main topic of my water, but drink water. It's good for your soul. But it's summertime, so get your kids out here with some of these free splash pads. If these kids gonna have some fun, get wet for free. They got one at the Polaris Fashion Place, one at Easton Town Center. They got Scioto Mall. They got North Bank Park. That's at 311 West Long Street. I didn't say the addresses of the other ones because those are very known.
Clear.
Yeah. They got a Powell Splash Pad. That's at 47 Hall Street in Powell, Ohio. They got one in Hilliard Station Park, 4021 Main Street, Hilliard, Ohio. They got one in Marysville, Partners Park Splash Pad at 125 East 6th Street in Marysville. They got one in Worthington. That's at 400 West Dublin Granville. They got one in Delaware. That's way up High Street, 1121 South Hook, Houk Road. And it's a lot of them. Just go to ColumbusOnTheCheap.com /splash pads Columbus if you want to know, or you can just click on splash pads. And also in ColumbusOnTheCheap.com, take note of this website because it's a lot of resourceful things for cheap, free, or the low. Some farmer markets. We gotta stay up on our healthy eatings. And farmers markets are the best because they're locally grown.
Okay.
They got them Wednesday. They got them every day of the week. Let me give you one on Wednesday. That's in Westerville, and it started in May all the way through October. That's at Messiah Church parking lot, and that used to be from 3 to 6 p.m. They got one at Franklin Park, June 6th through September 5th, 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. And that's at 1777 East Broad Street, as if you didn't know where Franklin Park Conservatory is. On Thursdays, there's one in Bexley. It started May 24th. It's going through October from 4 to 7 p.m. And that's 2111 East Main Street. And even one way out in New Albany, June 21st through September 6th from 4 to 7 p.m. And that's at 200 Market Street. Also, on ColumbusOnTheCheap.com, I'm exploiting them today because I was just on this website. I'm like, oh my God, all this stuff I gotta just share with y'all. Your kids can bowl free this summer.
Shut up.
If y'all like bowling, you can go to, like I said, that website there, and this summer take the kids bowling without emptying your pockets. You go to ColumbusOnTheCheap.com, and then it also leads you to kidsbowlfree.com where you can register for the kids to bowl for free. And adults and older kids are eligible for 2 free games a day for a one-time payment of $21.95.
That ain't bad.
Not bad. All the kids can bowl free, and you pay that one little one-time fee, and y'all can go every day.
Right.
Pretty much is what it's looking like. Also, I'm all about that fitness. So also on Columbus on thecheap.com, this is the website of the day.
I see.
They got free fitness all over the place. Let me give you a few. For instance, Mondays you can go check out relaxing yoga and blending woods. That's on Mondays from 6:30 to 7:30, and that's May 21st, which has passed. June 25th, July 23rd, and August 27th, and that's free.com. I mean free 99.
All right.
On Tuesdays, go to Commons. They got cardio in the Commons from 5:15 to 6:15. They also have yoga in Partners Park in Marysville. That's from 11:30 a.m. to 12. That's on Tuesdays. Let me give you one on Wednesdays. Hip hop. I love hip hop. You can go to Abrams class, like I was telling you about in Gahanna, at 695 Johnstown Road, and that's from 7:45 to 8:30 p.m. Or you can, take the free route, which is okay sometimes. You go to hip hop down at the Commons, also 6:15 to 7:15. Also, if you feel like you ain't got the time on the weekdays, got Saturday classes. They got something. Let me see. Where's this one at? Pickerington. Yoga in the Park every Saturday at 8 a.m. That's June 2nd through August 25th. They even got some stuff on Sundays. They got fitness class what's Athleta? Athleta Easton. I know what Easton is, but ATHLETA. It can't be too far because it's on this website. So that's free classes throughout the summer months. And it's a whole lot of information on here. I ain't even gonna bog y'all down with all this because I got so much I want to tell you. I'll save it for next week. But meanwhile, you can go to ColumbusOnTheCheap.com and just find all type of things to do for the low, especially for a single mom like me. Even though I'm two less kids, but I guess my big one want to do some things sometimes. So that's all I got right now. I mean, like I said, I got more, but that's all I'm gonna give y'all right now. I'm gonna post the website.
Save some of that for the next week.
Yeah, but I'm gonna still go ahead and post the website in our group chat too, or in our on our page, so y'all can resort to that in case y'all forgetfuls forget.
Okay, so it's summertime, and I feel like summertime is when you need to prepare for the school year. Okay. Sure. So I wanted to talk about layaway plans. Okay. So there's several stores that offer layaways. And I feel like the end of the summer is when you should start doing Christmas. Just putting that out there for you guys. Always start at least 3 months early, especially if you got a lot of kids. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna tell y'all. So Walmart, their layaway it starts in September to December. So you have that time to start your Christmas layaways around that time for toys. They don't do clothing. You can't do clothing there at all, but their layaway is because clothing is seasonal, just FYI. Right. So you can do all of your electronic items at your toys. It says electronic toys, infant furniture, small appliances, large furniture, auto electronics, and sporting goods and jewelry. So you can do layaway on all of that starting for your Christmas, because my child is all electronical and I'll leave that to her papa. But there's every once in a while I get her a toy or two for Christmas. So that's where I'm going to be going. And my goal is to get her, I'm not even going to tell her because her butt be sneaking to watch the show sometimes. This will be the day that she be looking like, ooh, what's she going to get me? No. So I'm not going to say it, but this year I want to get her something nice for her room. That's all I'm going to tell her. So, Kmart, even though there's not a lot of them here, okay, there's still Kmart. They're year round. You can do clothing there. So that's a good aspect you can do school supplies. You can do clothing. All of that can be placed in Kmart layaway. So that's a good thing for you guys to do. And this is the time where you can get like little stuff, like get a pack of pencils for 25 cents now, you know, get some folders for $1. And a lot of these schools, if you go onto their websites, the actual school website, they give you the school list prior.
Man, listen,
so you can go to your fifth
report card.
Did you?
Yes.
I didn't get that, but
they put it right important. In the envelope,
like here goes the next year's school supply. Right. She ain't playing.
I swear to you. And here I do. I always lose it. And I gotta
go back.
I gotta put one somewhere and then
that is funny. So with Kmart and Walmart, their down payment is 10%. So 10% of the total cost of your item. So if you do about $100, that's $10 down that you have. So then it's like every 2 weeks you make a payment. So that helps you get the things your child needs, and you're not paying all in one bulk for items.
I'm gonna try that this year.
As well as Sears has a layaway. Just FYI, they do, and it's all year round. Toys R Us has a layaway as well.
Wherever they're at.
Toys R Us, there's one on Hamilton.
It's about to go out of yes.
It's about to close too.
They got the sign.
See, I don't go there. My daughter just asked me, can we go to Toys R Us? I said no.
Go get your Christmas toys now.
Go get your stuff now. And then you'll have to find where another one's going to be. Burlington Coat Factory has a layaway as well. Their layaway is 20%. So it's a little higher.
They let you pay whatever too.
After you pay the 20%, after that you can pay whatever you can
until the last day.
Until the last day. So then there's Marshalls and TJ Maxx as well. They have a layaway. It is a non-refundable $5 fee on theirs. $5 in theirs, and there is let me see where else. City Trends has a layaway, it's 10%. They do. Rainbows has a layaway as well. Foot Locker has a layaway. What? Yes, they do. I did it last year. Baby, listen. You can go to any female, the ladies Foot Locker, kids Foot Locker, and you can put your child's shoe in.
So the regular ones don't have it.
What
the regular foot?
Yeah, regular. You can go to any one. The ladies or children you can go to either one. So last year I put my daughter in about 3 pair of shoes in layaway, and I got them out for the school year. So yes, and they do clearance items too. So just letting you know, not all the time. It's no excuse for your kid to look like she ain't had no daggone clothes. Especially if you plan accordingly, you have time. So I told my daughter, starting next month, I am going to start her. I already started her one already. I'm getting that out. Girl, yes, I ain't playing with her. She is growing like I don't know what. And I'm like, this year, every year I'll be like, okay, you're going to be the best looking girl in the school. They ain't going to be able to say nothing about my baby. She'd be like, whatever, Mom. She don't care. But yeah, every year I start early.
With a fashionista,
baby, yes. Every year I start early when it comes to her school clothing, because I know how I like my daughter to look. And especially when it comes to her shoes, because she is horrible with shoes. Yes. So I get shoes from everywhere. Oh, yeah. And Shoe Show, mega store, they have one on High Street. What is it called? I like them. 270 High Street. They have a layaway as well. Layaway starts at like $3 a shoe. So you really don't have to have a lot.
And their shoes are not that
Their
expensive.
shoes, and you can get Nikes, you can get all the shoes you can get at Foot Locker, you can get there, and probably won't be the newest version, but you can still get some good tennis shoes, decent quality shoes for your children. So I usually get her low-end shoes, medium-end shoes, and a high-end shoe just in case, because my daughter is hard on sneakers. For real. I get her them little $10 glitter shoes, then what you wearing to school. When we go out somewhere, you gonna wear these,
right?
With me only. So you have to have those reins when you have kids that really, because my daughter likes to do this on her shoes. She likes to teeter-totter back and forth. I had to take her to the doctor, like, is something wrong with my baby's leg? And they was like, no, that's just a nervous, like she do that when she nervous. I'm like, she does, and I never even realized that. That is funny. Little kids are funny.
Yes,
so that's all I wanted to talk to y'all about is making sure that y'all get prepared because school is really just a couple weeks away. I know y'all feel like it's relaxed time. It's not. Okay.
It's not even when they gone.
Get
500
yourself
miles away,
baby. Get yourself prepared for these kids early. Do not wait until the couple weeks before school and be like, "Oh, I gotta hurry up and get you some clothes." No, you should have did that weeks ago. Curvilinear told y'all do that weeks ago.
For the chill the first week or two,
okay,
and then back to business.
So we're gonna this is gonna be our last week to do the 3 things about you that you love. Did you think about it this week?
No, I didn't.
Sharice, I want you to play with us too.
Okay.
So we do a round table. This is our way of influencing our audience as well as ourselves to love ourselves. Okay. That is a message that Curvilinear has been saying since episode 1, to love yourself. So the best way to do that is to do it verbally. Pick things about yourself that you usually don't see as beautiful or things that you do see as beautiful and you just want to continue to keep that in your mind. So we pick 3 things about ourselves that we love about ourselves or like, and then we're growing to love whichever avenue you want to go. So we got this from Jada Smith's roundtable, and I just wanted to continue that flow because I feel like that is very important for us because we can pick out. I feel like this is the last week I'm gonna do it on air, but I still want to continuously. I'm gonna post it on my page, because I feel like I mean, we can still do it a couple more times, to spread the message. I just want everybody to grasp on to the importance of loving yourself. So for myself, okay, I love my little booty. I just started growing into that.
Little booty matter.
Little booty lives matter. I promise. Flatbacks are in. Okay, get you one. Okay, don't be disrespecting the little booty. So I have grown to start loving that aspect. I always thought that I wasn't as attractive because I didn't have that curve to my back, and I feel like I don't have to have that to be beautiful. Yeah, it is an add-on, but it's not an add-on to me, so I don't need it. I don't. So I love that about myself. I love my feet. I feel like I have beautiful feet, and I love them to be rubbed. Hint: future boyfriend. And
going too quick. I'm ready.
And I love my laugh. I feel like when I laugh, it just gives me a oomph extra. It's loud and it changes tones like I'm singing. 1 minute I can sound like I'm just having a normal laugh. Next minute I might sound like a dude. Who knows what's going to come out of my voice? I promise. But I love my laugh. It changes with my personality and I love it. So that's what I love about me this week. You ready?
Next week. That way.
She always. Okay. What about you? Do you love about yourself? Yes.
Okay. I love that I'm a work in progress and that it's okay to be a work in progress. I used to think when I was younger that I had to have it all together. But what I found, the older I get, as they keep reminding me, man plans and God laughs, that it's okay to be a work in progress. So I love that I'm ever evolving and that I'm coming to grips with that and having peace, that's okay. And that's just part of life.
Amen.
And what I felt at 20, what I felt at 30, and what I feel now at 50 is not going to be what I feel at.
Shut your mouth in the front doors. What?
Yes.
You look good.
I
promise.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And what I feel at 70 and what I feel at 90 is not going to be the same. So I love that. I love that I could come here and that I could meet 2 new phenomenal women and that you guys inspire me because I see you guys living your dream and how this could really go and grow and be much bigger. And I just love that. I'm inspired by that. You guys took a leap of faith. I can tell to do some things that I'm sure I don't even know about, but if you could tell the story,
hey man,
if you could tell the story, boy.
Yes.
But I see the glory on you guys, and I just love just being me, my sense of humor. You know, I love having a sense of humor. I love to laugh. You know, I do take life serious a lot because of the work that I do and the work I have done in helping people fulfill their dreams. But I have to stop and just say, you know what? You gotta laugh. So take time to laugh. I love laughing and joking and having fun too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just gotta do that.
Amen. Now it's your turn. She took her time. She did a speech and everything.
She did.
So you better go on.
I love the fact that I'm very that I can adapt and adjust easily to life situations, to people, to pretty much anything. It's like, because I've been brought up to laugh instead of get mad. So I try to find the humor in things, the lighter side, the glass half full. I'm just optimistic me. I love my eyes because they're brown, but they're not the average brown. They're the lighter brown, and then I like the shape of them and stuff like that, even though my eyelashes are not that thick, but I like my eyes and the color. I like my height because I'm just a stallion. I like my height. I like to be the one. I like to be the one to be in the back and see everything. You know, they need me in the back because they can't see around me or over me, so I can just oversee everything. And I was always the first girl picked in the gym back in the day because I was tall. When it comes to certain games,
me too. I was also picked to pick things on the top of the shelves.
I played basketball. I was the one up under the bucket to get the ball. Yeah. Some of that. So,
yeah, that was mine last week. It's been a challenging growing up as a girl, being as tall as you are. And I know my daughter is going to be tall because her body is growing like a weed and her feet is growing like a weed. And her cousins are older than her, and she's pretty much their height. Her and Kimani is pretty much the same height, and Kimani is almost 18. Okay, but Kimani's short. But it's the point that she is. But it's okay. My baby is going to, and that's why I need to love those things about myself, because my daughter is my twin. Physically my twin, like our bodies are going to be too. So I want her not to have those elements of hate for herself because her mommy is doesn't like this about herself and she wants to do this differently about herself. I encourage her to love herself, so I'm trying to encourage that on myself, to love me from head to toe, inside as well as outside. So that's why I want to rub that message off on you lovely people that are watching and my co-hosts and guests, because I feel like that is so important. And I love Jada for spreading that message. And I'm glad that we took it and spreading that juice here. Okay. So thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. We love the message. It is so important, guys. If you cannot actually take a child in your home, please donate time, money, all of that. You can do that. Donate. You can donate your yard, like she stated, with a sign, just to put the message out there, because your next door neighbor might want to adopt or foster and don't know how to get started. So just passing the message on is always helpful. Share it on your Facebook, your social media, Curvilinear Radio's site. We did post their actual flyer that has details, and we'll do it again tonight, so you can keep spreading that message. Please spread that word. And thank y'all so much for tuning in with us. We will be back next Thursday. Pay attention to our pages so you can see what our topics are going to be and who our guests will be. Again, that will be on all of our pages. Kiera Arter, as well as Misha Javaro and Mary JB. And then our Curvilinear Radio pages, we have a group that you can submit to submit to join, and then we also have a public like page that you can go on, and then you can also follow all of our model pages that are that is on Facebook and our social media IG page. Instagram is Curvilinear Radio. So please,
and
please,
I also
please.
got Curvy Key because Kiera is actually maxed out.
I'm almost maxed out.
Kurvi.
I'm trying to be more selective of who I let in my house on my Facebook house, because I'm getting close and I might meet somebody, Megan, and y'all might have to get deleted just for me to add them. You know what I'm saying?
I've done that. Next time I delete about 20.
Right. Like, no. I don't want to be managing 2 pages. I only use that other page when I'm in jail. Okay. Facebook jail. I'm like, I'm not about to be managing 2 pages. Like, for real, for real.
Doing stuff to go to jail.
I haven't. I stopped. That's why I ain't been to. I stopped. I mean, not as bad as I was, but I'm trying to get better. So this is Pure Imagination by Innocence. I love them. I swear, y'all gotta go to YouTube, IG, and follow Innocence. NACYNZ as in Zoo E. They are so dope. So I love them. They're from North Carolina and they support Curvilinear Radio, so we support them. Yeah. So here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, MCs and lyricists, soulful sounds of Innocence.
It's been a minute since I've written in my book of rhymes. I think I found my moment, just rhyme time. So rock with us, no stopping us. We can't transform the game, I'm talking Optimus. Create illusions, it's soothing, awesome, huh? I mean the coolness is foolish, they love it, I don't stop for none. I'm just having fun, the game lack creative thought, let's give them some. Cause this is pure imagination. Your flow's in-house, we keep it basement. Footsteps of a legend as I pace this. Basically, we are here for your replacement. So pay attention, cause there's more to see. With a strong on raps, lyrically I'm Hercules. We next in line, homie, obviously. As we grip the microphone, grip the microphone and scream.
As we proceed to give you what you need.
Innocence breed pure imagination. Pure imagination.
As we proceed to give you what you need.
Innocence breed pure imagination. Innocence be pure imagination.
It's state just for president, and it's evident I represent the residents around the globe that's in